As you can see, the Black Series is finally finished. Let's take a minute to go over everything from front to back that we've done with the car. We'll start with the most obvious thing, which is going to be the color change on this car. We wrapped the entire vehicle with a Nosatex gloss khaki green. This includes the entire car. It requires a lot of work. You know, getting up in these nooks and crannies are no joke. Being up in here requires full disassembly of the car. So we're talking door cards off, bumpers off, sides off, hood, trunk, everything was completely disassembled. So that way we could get in every corner. So if you were to have someone walk by this at a car show or even just in a parking lot, they're gonna think that it's a khaki green car. They'll have no idea that it's actually gloss black underneath. So that's something that we really pride ourselves on with our wraps. We go really, really in depth to where you can't even tell from any random person walking by, even a trained eye, that it's a completely different color. Really excited with how this came out. This customer is a really long time customer of mine. We've worked with him on a lot of builds and he loves the color greens. Out of all the cars we built for him, this one's my favorite. And that's going over built Raptor R, 720S, crazy 812 GTS, but I really think that this one takes the cake. And why does it take the cake? It's controversial. What you just heard was an obviously upgraded exhaust system. As you know, at Boden Autohaus, we don't keep anything stock. Everything has to have an exhaust because it's got to sound the part. So what we did with this system is that it's kind of a Frankenstein setup. It's got Rentec up front, and then it's got a Capristo catback section in the rear. One of the main things with doing the exhaust was that this actually has a valve controller with it. So when you want it to be loud and aggressive, it's loud and aggressive. When you want it to be more quiet and subdued, driving around the neighborhood, try not to piss off your neighbors, keep the valves closed, easy. What we really like about this system from Capristo, it's got this little controller. Right now we have the valves closed. Press number 2 opens it up. You can hear a lot more of that low end. And then quiet it down when you need it to be a little more quiet. And it's more chill. So although this car did come with a valve system from the factory, it wasn't controllable by remote. You had to have the different drive modes to be able to determine when the valves would open and close, and it was also a lot of times dependent on your throttle input and how you were driving the car. So the ability obviously to be able to control it on and off with a remote, game changer. You can do it anytime you want, doesn't matter how you're driving the car, doesn't matter where the car is or any mode or driving style that it is. Being able to control it whenever you want is amazing. It really, really unleashes the V8 that this car came with, but when it's closed, much more calm, much more subdued, and perfectly fine for daily driving. Now it kind of looks the part. Obviously we got the wrap, we got the wheels, which we'll touch on in a second. And then now it's got the, you know, the balls to kind of really, really set off the rest of the car how it looks. Now it sounds the part as well. So as you heard, the exhaust makes a huge difference on this car. It is night and day compared to stock. And we've already talked about the wrap, but we got to talk about the most important thing, which is the stance of the car. We have this lowered. It's got OEM adjustability from the factory, so we spun down the collars to lower the car, give it a better stance. And we have it with some Anarchy RS51 wheels. This is their monoblock wheel, nice and simple, almost kind of like an OEM-ish wheel. Brush clear finish, 20-inch in the front, 21-inch in the rear. Probably the craziest part of all of this is that we did it to a car with under 5,000 miles. And if you know the market for the SLS Black Series, you know this is not a cheap platform to start with. Fortunately, customer gave us his blessing, do what we want, make it look good. And I think we executed it perfectly. Perfect blend of a cool car that's still functional, it's modern. We tinted the windows, we did a little radar detector, CarPlay retrofit, so that way it drives like a car that's new, has all the fun creature comforts. But again, everything that we did is reversible. So if and when he ever wants to sell the car, move on to something else, wrap can be removed, exhaust can be put back to stock, wheels can be put back to stock. Everything is reversible, so that way when he wants to sell it, because the market is going way up on these cars, he wants to get some money back out of it, he absolutely can, and he's at no risk. Needless to say, I love how this car turned out. Thank you so much to our customer for helping us out, giving us the trust. For another project, we got a couple more that we're already talking about, so if you see more green cars on the channel, You know whose collection it's part of. We're gonna get this car in a trailer later today or tomorrow. It's gonna go back to Texas, where it's gonna get driven and have a lot of fun. Make a lot of noise too. Make sure, as always, we appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe to our channel. We've been growing, trying to put out more content for you guys. We really appreciate all the comments, the positive support, even some of the, you know, constructive criticisms. I appreciate that too, but we got a lot planned for this year. 2026 is gonna be some bangers for us, and we're excited to have you guys along for the ride.